Hey, and welcome to the Forward Podcast. So great to have you listening in again this week. We always appreciate our viewers and listeners. I'm Kari Shepherd, your hostess, and here with my host. I got it right this week. Co-host husband, Thomas. Hey,
and
baby.
we do appreciate everybody each and every week.
Yes, we do.
We don't say it enough, but you guys are awesome. It's
Yeah.
just great comments, a lot of great
Such
questions.
encouragement lately,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
It's just been awesome.
We've hit some bigger topics, which it's kind of the topics that people are talking about.
Sure.
And so it's gone a long way.
Yeah.
But man, we do appreciate people who listen on the way to work. People are working out.
Mm-hmm.
There are like several hundred people that are like the faithful followers each and every week.
Yeah,
And
you guys are the best.
it's really great. And so once again, we always say this, but if you haven't done it in a while, share this with someone on social media because that definitely gets the word out and helps us out for sure. Super late tonight, Kara. So we're
This
getting
is
a
late
late
one.
start. You can always tell we have a much smaller following on Facebook and YouTube. And the nights that we're like really tired, it's easier to set up this kind of our mics that we use on the road or if we're traveling somewhere or interviews. And this system, for those of you on YouTube, as soon as you see these, you know it is a late night and we don't have time to set up all the other cameras and the mics and headphones and everything else. So it's just been one of those weeks where we've been playing catch up for a while now.
It's been nonstop. That's okay. School is coming to an end.
Yeah.
Speaking of school coming to an end, that's our topic this week.
Yeah.
No more school. Abolish it.
That was so awkward. Like, no more school. For real though, we're coming to an end for just about everybody. Some are already out probably by the time this does air, but we really wanted to kind of touch on a subject tonight of for those who are graduating, next steps for their life. But then the more that we put these notes together, like honestly, this could be just about for anyone. Like this is great advice for anyone in life.
Especially with transitions, going from, the way you've been living and you make a big change, whether it's having a baby, getting married, graduating. There was a man in our church that even graduated with a certificate in, was it biblical studies? And he's elderly. And it was really cool to see that. And it was like, that's even a big change in life, to have been going through school for the last year and working towards a certificate. That was cool. So really, anybody. I mean, we all go through change even at different times. So for
sure. So let's jump into this. I feel like probably starting out the topic, it's always wise to have a walk with God.
Yeah.
There's always going to be time to chase success, to chase your goals and dreams. But if I get to put one word in here, it is vital that you continue to have a walk with God. If you share this with someone who's graduating from high school, anyone who's going into those college years, make sure this is a huge step for you. You're stepping out of being with mom and dad or step parents, who has raised you. And you're kind of entering into those adulthood years. And no longer is it mom and dad and rules. Like you're walking into an environment where you're going to be expected to act more like an adult. And it's in these moments that it is so vital that you have a good foundation and that you have a continual walk with God each and every day.
Absolutely. I remember going into college and thinking, this will be really fun to enter college and have more time to do my devotions. And it's like, oh no, you have way less time than you did in high school, or you just have to manage it so differently. And so I remember then getting married and thinking, the same thing. But with aging comes a little more wisdom each year if you allow God to work on your heart. And it wasn't long before I figured out, it doesn't matter what's going on in my life. This has to be priority. So it's definitely that step of just go ahead and take it. Whether you're graduating high school, college, whatever phase of life you're going into, start today, making that, walk with God personal and priority.
Yeah, that's great. I think another big point that we're kind of talking about is finding mentors and not just having friends.
Oh, that's good.
Because as you walk into this stage of life, it seems like, Kara, it becomes all about friends. Like it's just friends. Oh, my friend said this. My friends don't want me to do this. Well, that's great. And everybody ought to have a great circle of friends. But continue to find mentors in your life that you're allowing to speak into. You're allowing them to keep you accountable. You can always seek advice from. And you know they're not going to just give you their opinion based on what you want, but they're going to give you good, sound, godly advice that's going to lead you in the right direction. And too oftentimes, as seniors are kind of closing out, it sadly becomes, you're kind of in this middle, like you're no longer a teen or like this little kid, but you're not really an adult, but you're kind of expected to act like an adult. And so you're found in this this lingo of, not lingo, this it's a balance.
Yeah.
Limbo.
Bingo. Limbo.
Bingo. Bingo. I knew it wasn't lingo.
And I knew it wasn't bingo. And yet.
We found it. Combine the two, and what do you get? Limbo.
No.
Limbo. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Kari, oh my word, child. You're found in
Why
limbo.
does that not sound right to me?
I don't know. You're found in this middle space of like. Stop. Let me keep going. You're going to make me lose my train of thought. And then we are going to be in bingo.
Lingo.
We're going to be in lingo land.
You're
found in this middle where, what do we do? And so I feel like it's a great time to find, you're not going to know it all. You're not an adult.
Right.
You're not a child either. Like you got to start growing up. So find good mentors that can speak into your life.
And I say it every time, and I will still say it. Get people to speak into your life that you want to emulate. Don't get someone, that, oh, they're cool now, and they're 2 years older than you. No. Okay. Like they might have a little good advice on what outfit to wear, but if you're talking about building yourself up as a human being, find someone that's 10 years older than you, 20 years older than you. And like, who do you want to be in 10 years? That's the person. Like if you're 30 and you're right in the middle of, you're still having little kids and all that stuff, find a 50-year-old and say, that's the type of person I want to be when I'm 50. Now, what did you do when you were 30 to get to this point, right?
So good.
So yeah, I always have to throw that in there because I can't stand when people say just like a blanket.
Yeah, find
and
somebody.
I do it all the time. Like get a mentor, get advice, and then I'm like, wait, let me qualify that. Make sure it's exactly who you're wanting to be and to emulate.
So you're 42 years old. Who would you say at this stage of life is a great mentor for you?
My mom's always one of my number one, but there's several pastors' wives I really, look up to a lot. Ruthie Stone, Denise Wolven, just the faithfulness. I really look up to them for their faithfulness. They've been in it years and years and years. I mean, I remember being a little girl and thinking they were old.
Oh man!
Hopefully they don't listen to this. But when you're a kid, you think, and they were probably like 28. But I remember thinking they were so wise as a little girl, like always just looking up to them.
You just break my
pen. Just broke your pen,
honey.
Sorry.
The third one this week.
I know. I need a fidget. But yeah, just those ladies, just their faithfulness. My Aunt Sharon, just ladies like that. But then in our church, so many ladies in our ministry. Yeah, I think of like Heather Harvey with parenting. She's about 10 years above me in parenting, and my friend Melanie from West Virginia, she's a couple years ahead of me, just a few. So I
bring up Betsy a lot too in different aspects. Betsy Springer. Yeah.
I think of her as Elizabeth now, but yeah, Betsy Springer. Oh my goodness, she's a contemporary. Like she's maybe a few years ahead of me, but we're both business owners and we're both pastors' wives, and I love getting her wisdom and advice too. So there's just so many.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I feel like as you walk out of this stage of you've been in high school, now you're moving on, really for all of us, your identity in Christ is so important at this moment. To have a great foundation is for sure important, and it's vital. But now it's figuring out your identity, because all of culture and all the world, everyone's going to want to tell you what your identity is, and or have you choose your identity, and that's always based on emotions, and it's very dangerous. So it's always a great time to realize who you are, who your identity is. It will help you. I wish I would have had this earlier on in life. I'm passionate about it now, and I teach on it a lot, but if I could have had my identity nailed down in Christ a lot earlier in life, it would have saved me a lot of heartache. It would have saved me a lot of low self-esteem, the times that I beat myself up. Just at this stage, finding your identity in Christ, and not necessarily just a relationship or religion and or a career or your achievements or your grades. Those are all good things. It's not bad.
Yeah.
But we put so much pressure on ourselves to find identity based on those things.
Yeah.
And when those things fail, and they always do, oftentimes that's when we crumble. And it's just great advice for anyone who's moving into those college years. Make sure your relationship with Christ stays firm, so that you remember who your identity is. You're chosen. You're saved, you're sanctified, you've been bought with a price, you're adopted in, you're accepted. That is your identity.
Yeah.
And moving into these times where everyone's judged because of YouTube and Instagram, TikTok, and now you're moving into a total new social life. Just get it figured out very quickly, who you are in Christ, and it will help you in a major way moving forward.
Yeah, and this is a little more practical, but learn how to handle money early. Don't wait. Don't wait. It's something that wasn't super stressed in, my home growing up. Being from a ministry family, we never, I know my dad sacrificed kind of physical riches in order to serve the Lord. And that was such an amazing example to us kids. But you do have to live in this world, and Paul was a tent maker and supported himself at times through that vocation. And I think being married to you really helped me, and even your parents and their wisdom, and even watching my parents kind of grow through their own financial life and ministry and all that. I've had a lot of help to understand. But you have to come to the point where you're an adult, and even if you don't have anyone teaching you, you have to learn. Yeah. And I learned that really quick after I got out of college. My parents weren't at the helm anymore telling me where to put every cent. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm making this money and I've got to know what to do with it. So don't put that off on how you were or weren't raised. Don't put it off on well, no one ever told me, or I didn't listen in class, or you're an adult now, figure it out. You have Google and you have ChatGPT and Grok, and you have everything out there available to you for free to teach you how to handle money. And even some that you could buy a course if you really need to get deep into it, but figure it out. I think it really gives you a big step ahead in life to at least understand the basics of a budget and how to make money and how to save money and even how to spend it. Yeah. And I think that was helpful in our marriage, that we weren't experts at it by any means, but you had the heart, we're going to figure this out, and we're not going to give up until we've got it down, until we know what we're doing. And so that was helpful.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. So you have to go back to college. So we've been out of college for 20 years now, which is so crazy to think about. So you have to go back 20 years, and let's just use where we went to college, which was Heartland. Were there ever times that were hard at Heartland to you? Do you remember moments of wow, this is hard. This is a hard lesson, or whatever it might have been.
Yeah.
Do you remember those moments?
So many.
Do you?
Yeah. I was always a very hard worker. I worked at a factory. I went to school till 1:00, clocked into work at 2:00, clocked out of work at 10, and had to be lights out by 11. So my days were from 7 a.m. till 11 p.m. every 5 days a week. It was a lot. That was really hard to have such a grown-up schedule and to bear that kind of financial burden. I did have people help me along the way. My parents, of course, helped as much as they possibly could. My gramps gave me some money a time or two. Even my brother at one point, helped pay off the rest of my bill. So we helped each other, our family did, and that was amazing. And I tried to pass that on.
Right.
But
I'm getting at not financial, just moments where it was difficult.
Oh, sorry,
moments.
we were talking about money, so I thought
I was changing. I was going to change the subject, but I apologize. Do you feel like there were moments of just difficulty where maybe even you felt alone there at college?
The entire time. Every last minute.
Reverse it. Ask me this question.
No, in all seriousness, I mean, the first year's the hardest, I thought. After that, there were definitely, you get adjusted, and I say I felt alone. I literally had two siblings. I had my brother the first year, my brother and my sister the second year. So I was fine. I was totally fine. But it is different. We went far away for college. We lived in Ohio. We went to Oklahoma. So it was a huge adjustment. The church being so different and so much bigger than what we were used to. Yeah, there were definitely times when you feel alone, but it's okay. Yeah. It's okay to feel alone. Sometimes you are alone besides God. Sometimes physically and, emotionally, you are alone. Yeah. And that's okay. That's growing time.
Yeah. I think there's those moments when you are alone and when you're by yourself or life gets really hard. Just be careful not to really isolate yourself.
Yeah.
I think this is where a lot of people fall into trouble, where they don't reach out, they don't talk. Next thing you know, you're heading home, you're giving up, you quit because you had 2 hard tests or you failed a test or you had a panic attack. I think there are those moments where don't go in your dorm room and just isolate yourself. Make sure that you are getting the help that you need, getting out and around other people, seeking those mentors, seeking help, calling home. Because it could be very difficult for a person to go, especially if you're not in a college around town or university. Like if you are away from home, there are those moments. And those are the moments where just get around other people. Don't isolate or get discouraged. Discouragement always leads to depression. And I think that's great advice for everybody because people go through hard times, difficult times, and it's not a time just to be lonely or get by yourself or lock yourself in a dark room. It's just it never leads anywhere good.
Yeah,
it's time to go out and get some sunshine, get around other people, talk to the Lord, get advice. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Do you know what I think is such an underrated skill in our culture today is being new, being able to be new well.
Stop.
I think people are generally horrified of that, and it's not fun. I've always said, I hate to be new at a new job. When you walk in a brand new church for the new time, for the first time, you don't know anybody. Being new is really hard, but I think it's a skill, and you can develop it if you're good at being new. You know how to make conversation. You know how to talk to people you've never met. You know how to carry yourself. It's not to say you wouldn't be nervous or that you love it, but to be able to do it, to be able to be new in a space is, I think, a really good skill to learn at this point in your life, especially if you're a high school grad this year, even if you're a college grad going out into the world.
Yeah, getting a new job.
Learning to be new. Well,
even at our age,
it's good.
We changed ministries. It's tough. You go to a new church, getting people, a new school. A lot of people on here could be in their 50s that are listening to this podcast. They're starting a new career. It's tough. That's just
not fun.
difficult moments. Making those moves in any stage of life is not easy at all.
So true.
Well, listen, we're praying for you, grads, and if we can be a help at all, Kari and I would love to do that. Maybe you're sitting here thinking, actually, I wish somebody would have given me this advice when I was young. Let us know what that is. We would love to hear from you as well. And again, share this podcast with maybe one of our graduating seniors that are heading out. And this would be a blessing to them and they would enjoy it. Let them know about it.
Thank you for joining us again this week. We'll catch you next week.